Hey YouTube, Chickman should be here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Deluxe Ptera Charge Zord Armor Ranger. So not the Ptera Charge Megazord, that's something completely different. But this is a continuation of the Zord Armor line. We took a look at the first two, these guys right here, way back at the beginning of the line, and while they had some flaws, I did think that they were overall cool, just not really worth the $19.99 cool. Speaking of, I did pick this up from Walmart.com with all the other toys that we're reviewing right now for the normal price of $19.99, unfortunately. But if you can catch a deal on these, they are kind of cool. So you got the Ptera Charge Zord Armor in there, a figure of the Gold Ranger, which I believe is clear. He looks kind of clear-ish. It's hard to tell in the box, but all the other ones were a clear Ranger figure. Shows how it morphs into a weird bipedal pterodactyl thing. I mean, I know pterodactyls are bipedal by nature, but he's got, like, really huge feet. But hey, I don't judge my dinosaurs. Anyhow, awesome artwork. I love this artwork right here of the Zord Armor. It's great. It's fantastic. I wish it was like my wallpaper. That's amazing. And just how it all works back here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it open, take a look, and see if the Gold Ranger brought something cool to the table with the Zord Armor line. Alright, so here is the Deluxe Ptera Charge Zord Armor Ranger, which I'm just going to call the Ptera Charge Zord Armor because that works for me, I suppose. So, in essence, it's the same mold that we got with the previous two Dino Charge Zord Armors. I forgot what both of them were called by this point. One was Dino Charge Zord Armor. I forgot what the other one was. But I digress. This is the same figure that we got in the bike, except, as you can see, he's kind of translucent. Yep, translucent. Sort of. He's a lighter gold, basically. You can kind of see through him a tiny bit, but it's not super clear like the black one or red one were. So, he's pretty solid in that regard, but hey, it's a pretty standard figure, and the normal 5-inch figures work just fine in this, but we will use our little clear ghostly buddy for now. But here is the Ptera Charge Zord Armor, and I actually like it quite a bit. The colors are neat. I like the blue, gold, red color scheme that they got going on with the black suit in the middle. I don't know, I think it works. The fact that it's basically the same mold that we had before is definitely kind of disappointing. At least the Super Megaforce ones gave us some more new components than these did. But there are a little bit of differences here or there. We got some talons going on, and we got the Ptera wings, not wings, but head, that sort of make wings up here. And, of course, a new head sculpt. So there are new elements. I just wish there was a little bit more, particularly in here. I wish they kind of got rid of the drill and made more sort of wing things instead of just kind of minutely changing things. But it looks alright for what it is. And considering they're just supposed to be just exoskeletons that the Rangers can climb into, I'm not expecting anything super crazy or anything like that. And as with the previous Zord Armors, the Ranger can fit in the back cockpit here and control the Zord Armor, at least to the best of the Articulations Ability, which isn't a whole lot. But here's what we got going on here. The Ranger in the middle doesn't really add a whole lot. It fills in some gaps. That's really about all it does. And hinders the articulation, because now you can't go forward without looking like a derp and letting go. So it's kind of more or less just redundant. I just prefer the Ranger to not exist in it and pretend it's some sort of Megazord or remote-controlled robot thing or anything besides a mech suit. But here we go. So there is a Dinosaur Mode for this, obviously, just like all of the other ones. And just like the other ones, it is relatively simple. Just like so. And you're going to want to focus on these head pieces first, because these will plug together to form an actual Pterazord head, at least one without working eyeballs. And those will plug in right here, if I can actually line up the pegs right. There we go. So those will line up right here and form a base body. Then you're going to take your legs. Those will fit right back here. You can already tell where this is going, and it's not pretty. And these are going to have to... And these you're going to have to dismantle as well, and those will plug in up here to make a more wing-looking thing. So now that you got both of your wings, those will just plug in right up here, and as you can see, the groove sort of works with how the mold is working. And then you plug that one in, and there you have the Dinosaur Mode for the Ptera Charge Zord Armor, and it's alright. I think if you do something with the legs, like not attach them, it isn't actually that bad. But given how the legs are in this default state, it kind of looks like one of those robots with like the Gerwalk mode or the Gerwalk or whatever it is. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Because, you know, Pteranodons don't have those long legs. So that is what it is. It's humorous to me, I think. I like it in the sense that it makes absolutely no sense. What you can do with these, I don't really know. I suppose maybe you can... There's really nowhere to attach these, honestly. Yeah, you're pretty much kind of boned. There's nowhere to attach these. So like I said, if you just sort of remove them, you actually got a flyer, which isn't that bad on its own. I actually kind of like that on its own. Once we are back in the robot mode, the real magic can happen. We can combine it with the Dino Charge Megazord, because that's what we want to do with our lives, is combine with the Dino Charge Megazord. So basically, take off the arms, take off the head, take off the legs. There we go, and we're getting there. So take your legs and take your arms, and these will just attach right here and just sort of stick out really weird. Like, I don't get why they had to do that, but they stick out really stupid. And like the left arm will go with the right leg, because that's just how words work and stuff. It makes sense, it really does. And so you just have these legs sticking out of the arms all willy-nilly, and it's sort of strange. And just like the other Zord Armors, you can take this piece right here and sort of wiggle it through and peg it in side right there and leave that in, or you can leave it off, whatever you want to do. Just for the sake of completion's sake, I'm going to leave it in. Just like that. It's sort of silly. Now, if we take our armless Dino Charge Megazord, pop off his helmet, then we can take these limbs and attach them right there, and attach this limb right there, and then take the helmet and plop that in right up there, and you have whatever you want to call this combination, the Dino Charge Ptera Charge Zord Armor mode power thing. And for some reason, I actually like this a lot. I could do without the legs. The legs just sort of free dangling back there are kind of silly, even though they add a little bit of a more imposing atmosphere up here when you're viewing it from the right angle. But I don't know, I think it's the arms I like the most, with the shoulders rather, that I like the most with the Ptera Zord sort of look to them. That I really like. I'm not too thrilled about how like small these arms are. I guess this one kind of helps a little bit having the big club thing attached to it. But I don't know, the head sculpt's neat, and I like the shoulders a lot. But if it had like better arms or something, I think I'd be all over this. But as it stands, it's just sort of okay. And of course, you can use the Ptera Charge Megazord if you are so inclined, which has a lot tighter ZordBuilder ports than my Dino Charge Megazord does. But that is not the point. Just attach that there, and there you go. I'll raise the camera a bit, since the Ptera head likes to be a little bit imposing. I like this too. Again, the shoulders really work. I really like the shoulders for this thing. But, yeah, other than that, it's just kind of there. I'm not even sure what would make this better. I kind of wish you could use the helmet, but unfortunately, you can't. You can attach it onto his head like that, I guess. It'll just sit there. He'll be Two-Face, except like a vertical version. But that is not the topic for this. I am all over the place in this review. I apologize. But I don't know, it is what it is. Overall, like the Dino Cycles, this one is just sort of there. It's probably my favorite of the three Zord Armors that are currently available in the Dino Charge line, just because I really like the shoulders that it makes and has in general, since they're the same thing. Those Ptera heads sticking out just add a lot of like regalness to it that I find really nice, and I like the fact that they managed to pull off somewhat looking wing arms while still using that stupid drill mold that I wish they would change. But the head sculpt for the robot modes is really cool. I dig the head sculpt a lot. Like I said, the shoulders are really nice. So it does a lot of things that I like, but it's still hindered by the fact that it's a simple Zord armor. It's not anything thrilling. It's very hollow and it's very empty because it's supposed to be a mech suit of all things. So like I said, it does a lot of molding things that I really like. I just wish it was a more heftier robot coming out of it instead of just, you know, being the Zord Armors. It's a lot more fun than the Dino Cycles, though. There's a lot more possibilities, a lot more ZordBuilder ports. So the kids with the wild imaginations can probably get a lot more use out of this than they could with the Dino Cycles or anything like that. Plus, if you can mix and match other parts with your other Zord Armors from both Super Megaforce and Dino Charge, you can get whole sorts of fun going on, especially when you start combining the actual robots as well. So the possibilities are endless with the ZordBuilder line, and overall it's not a bad pickup for the kids, but the collectors are obviously probably going to steer away from something like this. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.